Hey everyone, it's Brenda, tech reporter with Mashable, and today I'm here to talk about the Motorola RAZR. So the RAZR costs $1,500 and it's also exclusive to Verizon, so those of you who have a different carrier are probably out of luck. Let's start with the front of the phone. Here you have a 2.7-inch display that shows you all of your different notifications. It's made of glass, so it is a fingerprint magnet. I do like the secondary display on the front of the phone because it makes it easy to just quickly see notifications rather than constantly flipping open the device. On the back, you have plastic, which definitely makes it easier to grip the phone, especially when it is this expensive and just a touch fragile. You also have a fingerprint sensor on the front, which I am not the biggest fan of, only because whenever I flip open the device and navigate it, my finger tends to hit the sensor a lot for some reason, and then it immediately recognizes my fingerprint and just locks the phone. So that's a minor observation. I'm sure that other people probably won't be as bothered by it. Let's talk about actually being able to flip open the device. So I don't know if you can hear this. This thing is creaky. And let me tell you, it's really embarrassing to open in a quiet setting because it's the only thing that you can hear. But without the creak, flipping it open and closed is very, very satisfying and pretty easy. I mean, if you are familiar with the previous RAZR, it's a lot heavier than the original, so lifting it up isn't as easy and it requires a little bit of force, but I did find myself randomly flipping it open and shut while watching TV, or I don't know, even while just like walking down the street. So when you flip open the device, you have a 6.2-inch flexible display. It is plastic, so I'm not gonna lie, for a $1,500 phone, it feels just a tad cheap, but it's super responsive and the quality is, you know, fairly bright, I'd say. The colors look pretty good and poppy. There is one thing that really bothers me about it, and that is the crease. Depending on what you're looking at, it is a little bit more visible at times, especially when you're scrolling through, I'd say, Instagram or Twitter, anything with lighter backgrounds. It's a little bit distracting. So in terms of battery life, I was able to get 12 hours. I'm not going to say that this thing is great with battery life just yet, only because on the weekends I limit the amount of time I spend on my phone. I'd say the 12 hours I did get was pretty impressive considering that early reviews have seen either less than that or a little worse, so we'll see. For, again, such an expensive phone, the camera sensors on here are probably what you'd find on a budget model. The selfie camera is 5 megapixels and the rear camera is 16 megapixels. The cameras definitely work better in the daytime than they do at night. And that's even with the night vision feature that comes with the RAZR. It blurs the photos, I've noticed. So I'd rather take my nighttime photos without the feature, but then they just come out really dark. So I still definitely have to give the RAZR more of a chance. I think essentially with this phone, what you're paying for is the nostalgia of it. And unfortunately, I feel like Motorola should have just probably left it at the original RAZR. Throwing on a flexible display doesn't really make it any better, unfortunately. So I'd say that if you do have just, you know, $1,500 laying around, then go for it. Otherwise, I would keep your $1,500 and maybe wait for another iteration in the future.